A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Friends, this is Don Wilson. If you're not getting all the enjoyment you should be getting from your present cigarette, switch to Lucky Strike and see for yourself how much more real, deep-down smoking enjoyment you get from Lucky's better taste. A Lucky tastes better because it's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine, naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, find out for yourself. Buy a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, the Sportsmen Quartet, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another television program. But in the meantime, let's go back to this morning in Beverly Hills. As we look in on the Benny household, we find Jack just entering the kitchen.
Rochester must have overslept again. I'll go wake him up and have him fix my breakfast. I don't know why it is, but every time I give him a day off, the next morning he oversleeps. It's the second time it's happened this year. Oh, well, I might as well let him sleep and fix breakfast myself. Now, let's see, where does Rochester keep the coffee? I'll try this cupboard here. No, it's filled with ideal dog food. I'll try this one. No, this one's filled with ideal dog food, too. Maybe it's in this cupboard. More ideal dog food. There's no doubt about it. I'll either have to get a dog or stop mentioning that stuff on my program. Well, I can't find the coffee. I'll just have to wake Rochester. Rochester, it's time to get up. Rochester, get up. I'll take this feather duster and tickle his chin.
Honey, you sure got long eyelashes.
Rochester, get up.
Huh? What? Oh, it's you, Mr. Benny.
Yes, it's me, honey, and I want my breakfast.
I'll get it. Gosh, boss, I'm sorry you woke me up when you did. I was having the most wonderful dream.
I know. You were dreaming about a girl.
Yeah, we were going to get married, and you offered me a $50 raise.
I offered you a $50 raise?
Uh-huh. And just as you were giving it to me, you woke me up.
Oh.
That's the third time it's happened.
I know, you told me.
Once I dreamed you were cutting my salary, and you let me sleep till 4 in the afternoon.
It was just a coincidence. Anyway, I'll answer the door, Roger. You get dressed and make my breakfast.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Polly. Oh, you're still sulking, huh, Polly? Coming.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, Mary, come on in.
I was just talking to your neighbors, the Colemans.
Oh, Ronnie and Benita?
Yes, I passed their house. Benita was sweeping the porch, and Ronnie was cleaning the windows.
Benita and Ronnie were doing their own housework?
Yes, they told me their butler quit.
Their butler quit? Why?
They said they have to live next to you. He doesn't.
He'll be back. He's run away before, you know.
Oh, hello, Polly. Come on, Polly. Speak. Jack, what have you been feeding this bird?
It wasn't my fault, Mary. She happened to find a can opener.
What?
Nothing. Come in. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Hello, Mary.
Hi, Dennis. What are you doing around here?
Oh, I'm thinking of moving. I've been looking at houses all day.
Oh, you want to buy a house?
Yeah. How much would you take for this one?
Oh, don't be silly, Dennis. My house isn't for sale.
I know, but if it were for sale, how much would you take?
Well, hey, let me see. See, it's in the best part of Beverly Hills, and I have an acre of land, 12 rooms, a swimming pool. Oh, I'd ask about $100,000.
I wouldn't have this dump if you gave it to me.
Look, Dennis, I don't want any trouble with you. You asked me how much my house was worth. I told you $100,000.
Does the price include the Venetian blinds?
Yes. Also the drapes and the carpets. Anyway, Dennis, what's wrong with the house you're living in now? You just moved in.
I know, but it's too inconvenient.
Inconvenient?
Yeah, in order to get to the bedroom, you have to go through the furnace.
Well, that I don't understand at all.
Dennis, what kind of a house are you looking for?
Oh, it's sort of a ranch house. You know, everything on one floor.
How many rooms?
Well, I'd like 2 bedrooms, a den, a living room, and a kitchen.
How about a bath?
No, thanks. I had one this morning.
Why do I always get trapped into these things? Mary talks to him, she gets a sensible answer. I ask a sensible question, what do I get? Abbott and Costello. Dennis, let me hear the song you're going to do on this week's program.
Yes, sir.
Spain, I adore you. Right from the night I first saw you.
Very good, Dennis. I know it's going to sound beautiful when you sing it on the show.
Don't be so sure.
Why not?
I'm having my tonsils out tonight.
Tonight? Dennis, are your tonsils infected?
No.
Well, has your throat been sore?
No.
Have you been catching colds?
No.
Then why are you having your tonsils out?
A doctor friend of mine is coming over, and I don't know how else to entertain him.
What?
Last time he took out my appendix.
Dennis.
If he keeps coming over, there won't be anything left.
Dennis.
Well, I gotta go look for a house now. Goodbye, Mary.
Bye.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye, Dennis.
I got to be running along, too. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, goodbye, Mary.
Bye.
Hello?
Hi, Jack.
Who's this?
Bob Crosby.
Oh, hello, Bob. I didn't recognize your voice. What is it?
Well, I'm having a few of the boys over for a friendly game of poker tonight, and I thought maybe you'd like to join us.
Well, what stakes do you play for?
5 and 10.
5 and 10? Oh, wait a minute. That's a little too steep for me. You know?
Oh, no, Jack. Not $5 and $10. 5 and 10 cents.
Well, that's what I thought you meant. Well, Bob, who's going to be in the game, eh?
Well, just some of the musicians, Jack. We got Bagby, Fletcher, Remley, Sammy the drummer, Kimmick, and Arturo Toscanini.
Arturo Toscanini? Do you mean...
Oh, no, this is another one. He slaps the bass for Wingy Minot.
Oh.
It confuses everybody.
Well, I should imagine, huh?
Well, how about it, Jack? Could you come on over tonight?
Well, I don't know, Bob. I might drop around for some laughs.
Oh,
you know.
that's swell. We'll be playing out by the pool. We'll all be in our swimming trunks.
Wait a minute, Bob. Won't the boys be cold and nothing but trunks?
Yeah, but they won't play cards with each other wearing anything that has pockets or sleeves.
Well, Bob, maybe I'll drop over, even if it's just for laughs.
Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.
So long, Bob.
Oh, say, Jack, what goes with Dennis Day?
What do you mean?
Well, he was over to see me last night. He wants to buy my house.
Did he offer you a good price?
Yeah, but I turned it down.
Why?
Well, he wanted me to include my Venetian blinds, drapes, and children.
What a kid. So long, Bob.
Bye, Jack.
That kid Dennis will drive everybody crazy till he finds a house.
Say, boss, I've got your breakfast ready.
Bring it in the den. I might sit around for a while and read.
Okay.
I'll get it, Rochester. Everybody's calling today. I wonder who it can be. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. Mr. Benny, guess who is this?
Now, let's see. Sir Cedric Hardwick?
No, guess again.
Barry Fitzgerald?
You're getting close.
I'm getting close. Well, who is it?
Mr. Kitzel.
Mr. Kittle, how come you said I was close when I said Barry Fitzgerald?
He lives next door to me.
Well, it's nice of you to call, Mr. Kittle. How are you?
Currently, I'm out of danger.
Out of danger? What was wrong?
Nobody told you? Did I hear the sea?
Really?
Yeah, first my rheumatism started acting up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I contracted a sciatic condition which had an adverse effect on my varicose veins. And simultaneously, you hear?
Yeah.
I suffered from a streptococcus throat.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
The Blue Cross is sorrier.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Mr. Benny, the reason I called is my brother-in-law, Bernie, is visiting me, and I wondered if you could get in tickets to your television show.
To your brother-in-law? Yes, I believe I can.
Can you also get him tickets for Denny Thomas, Boynes and Ellen, Groucho Marx, Amos and Andy? Let me see who else.
Mr. Kitzel, you're certainly nice to your brother-in-law.
It's a pleasure to get him out of the house.
Oh.
Also, could you get him tickets to Jackie Gleason's show?
But that's in New York.
Bless you, heart.
I'll see what I can do, Mr. Kitzel. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye. I don't know, these days with radio and television, I haven't been reading very much. A lot of good books here, too. The High and the Mighty by Ernest Gann. Look Who's Abroad Now by Earl Wilson. I read them both. They're good books. Let's see what else. The Sea Around Us. Battle Cry. Here's a copy of The Theory of Relativity by Albert Einstein. Oh, I read that. I remember it has 496 pages. Those numbers were the only thing I understood. Here's a book I haven't read. The Purple Pirate. Gee, that ought to be good. So many pirate pictures out now. I think I'll read this one. The Purple Pirate, Chapter 1.
Yes, I am a pirate. My name is Captain Morgan. As my story opens, we had been at sea almost a year. My ship had just captured a rich prize, a schooner homeward bound from the Orient and laden with cargo. We transferred her cargo to our hold, and the crew lined the rail and watched as we prepared to send the captured vessel to the bottom.
All right, gunners. We're going to sink her. Fire!
She's sinking fast, Captain.
Good. Tell me, Red Robert, did we get much booty?
It was a rich haul, Captain. 100 bolts of silk, 50 barrels of rare spices, 10 sacks filled with gold, and 4 cases of ideal dog food.
Fine. My supply was running low.
That isn't all the loot, sir. We found a small sack of diamonds, some rubies, and best of all, a woman's dress.
A woman's dress? What's so wonderful about that?
Oh, you ought to see what's in it.
You mean we've captured a woman?
Yes, sir, and we also captured the captain of that ship.
Good. Bring him to me.
Aye, aye, sir.
In a few minutes, both the captain and the girl were standing before me. I looked them over very carefully for a long time. Finally, I spoke.
Which one of you is the captain?
He is, of course.
There was no doubt about it. I'd been away from land too long. As I stood there, the schooner's gruff captain turned to me and spoke.
Are you the captain of these pirates?
Yes.
Are you responsible for blowing my ship to bits?
Yes.
Did you make some of my men walk the plank?
Yes.
Did you hang all the rest of them?
Yes.
Do you think that was nice?
No.
Well, watch next time.
I sent him below, then I turned my attention to the girl. She was wearing a tight skirt, a yellow sweater, and a large button that said, "I like Louis the 14th." As she stood before me, I remembered the superstition of the sea. A woman aboard a pirate ship is an omen of bad luck. I was in a predicament. Should I keep her aboard and risk mutiny, or make her walk the plank? I decided to flip a coin. Head, she stays. Tail, she walks the plank. day. The crew was so happy over the rich prize we had captured, they didn't mind a woman being aboard. And that evening, as we sailed the tropical sea neath the full moon, they even gathered around the quarterdeck and began to sing.
Sailing, sailing over the bounding main, while many a stormy wind shall blow, where Jack comes home again. Sailing, sailing over the bounding main, we're happy-go-lucky that you go. It's Lucky's once again. LSMFT. All the sailors agree that LSMFT's find the bagger you see. Every sailorman is hopping on a Lucky, so there's nothing that'll beat a good old Lucky when you're out at sea. Lucky Strike is wild, very tasty, that's true. Lucky Strike is round, and it's fully packed too. So for deeper smoking pleasure, here's a tip that you will treasure. Only LSMFT will do. Oh, it's LSMFT. LSMFT. Yes, it's LSMFT. Oh, it's LSMFT. Light up a Lucky for me.
We continued scouring the sea, and then our luck went bad. We sighted no more ships. Our supplies ran low. The men were in a mutinous mood. They became surly and refused to obey orders. And then suddenly, we were attacked by the most ruthless of all French pirates, Dennis Lafitte.
Red Robert, get the men to their battle station.
Aye, aye, sir. Bagby, Remley, Fletcher, Kimmick, man your guns. It's no use, Captain, it's no use. The men are revolting.
Would you repeat that?
The men are revolting.
You've caught on to these guys already, haven't you?
The battle went badly, and we suffered heavy casualties. Finally, to save lives, I decided to surrender. I grabbed a white flag and started to wave it.
Hey, give me those back.
I'm sorry, miss, but this is no time to be doing your laundry.
We were taken prisoners and immediately locked in the dark hold of the ship. For 3 days, we didn't see our cruel captor. Dennis Lafitte didn't kill his prisoners by making them walk the plank. Oh, no. He was too cruel for that. He would make you stick your head through a hole in the canvas while his crew lined up and threw baseballs at you. This wasn't so bad, but the men behind you with those darts were murdered. Finally, on the 4th day, he ordered me and the girl to be brought to him. As we stood trembling before Lafitte, the terror of the 7 seas, he said,
Nom de cochon, qui est votre grand-père, Chine de la Panze? Veuillez pour l'Imparis.
Huh?
You are in the presence of the great Lafitte. Kneel, you pig.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now you kneel, too.
Yes, sir.
Ah, how I love to play the leapfrog.
What are your plans for us, Lafitte?
For you, mon capitaine, you have the choice of joining me or dying.
Well, I'll join you. Do I still retain my rank as captain?
Captain. You fool, you'll be my slave.
A slave? I'd rather die first. You don't know us Englishmen very well.
All right, you die.
What about the girl? Are you going to kill her?
You don't know us Frenchmen very well.
What?
I shall marry the girl and make her the pirate's queen. She will be my wife, my sweetheart. And now I kiss her.
She'd rather die first.
You keep out of this.
I was in a predicament. Either I became Lafitte's slave or I walked the plank. I didn't know what. I didn't know what. There's the door buzzer.
Right in the most interesting part. I can't even read a book around here. Rochester! Oh, darn it. Coming! Middle of a book.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
I'm from Beacon's Van and Storage Company. We got 2 truckloads to unload here.
Furniture?
No, ideal dog food.
Well, put it in the swimming pool. The garage is full.
Friends, every minute, day and night, a destructive fire starts. And in 9 out of 10 cases, most fires start because someone was careless. Don't let that someone be you. Be sure your electrical wiring is properly installed. Put cigarettes and matches out before you discard them. Be on guard constantly against fire. Remember, only you can prevent fires. Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on at 7 p.m. tonight over the CBS television network. But first, here's a word for anyone who enjoys a good cigarette.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
All you have to do is look at a pack of Lucky's, friends, and you'll see the reasons for Lucky's better taste printed right on the pack. LSMFT. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Light, naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco. And it's toasted. It's toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up Lucky's fine tobacco, bringing it to its peak of flavor, making it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So be happy. Go Lucky. Make your next carton of cigarettes better-tasting Lucky Strike.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you about my television show, but we're a little late, so tune in and watch it. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Mark. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They take fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson, friends. That version of the Lucky Strike song Dorothy Collins just sang may be different in tempo, but the story is still the same. A Lucky tastes better because it's toasted to taste better. You see, better taste starts with fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's Toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. Tones up this naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So, friends, remember that next time you buy cigarettes. And be happy. Go Lucky.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the Toasted cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood is the glamour capital of the world. And since Saturday night is the time your favorite stars get together for those gay parties you read about, let's go back to last night and see what's going on in Jack Benny's Beverly Hills mansion.
Everyone sure seems to be having a good time, boss.
Well, certainly they're having a good time. When you give your guests good food, a big orchestra, and the champagne flows like water, how can you miss?
Yeah.
Well, close the window, Rochester. We can't watch Ronald Coleman's party all night. Big show-off. Close the window. Good. Now help me off this box.
Yes, sir.
You know, Rochester, I just can't understand it.
What, boss?
Well, the Colemans and I are next-door neighbors. And when Ronnie first moved in, I used to go to all his parties. But the last few years, he's had a dozen big affairs, and I haven't received an invitation to a single one of them. What do you suppose it could be?
Maybe you lost your address.
Yeah. Well, come on, let's finish our game of gin rummy.
Okay, it was your turn to throw a card.
Yeah. Let's see now. First you discarded the 10 of clubs, then the 3 of spades, the 6 of hearts, the jack of diamonds, the 8 of hearts, the 5 of spades. What's so funny?
It sure helps when you've got them written down.
Look, you play your way and I'll play mine. I hate to break up my hand, but this is the only safe card I can give you. Here you are, the king of spades.
Gin.
Are you lucky? Deal them up again. Rochester, are you sure I didn't get an invitation to Coleman's party?
Positive.
Yeah, they must have sent me an invitation and got lost in the mail. Excuse me a minute.
What are you doing, boss?
I'm going to call the post office. I'm going to give them a piece of my mind.
While you're about it, boss, tell them they didn't deliver the gas bill this month either.
It's your play, Rochester. Gee, I got a pretty good hand this time.
You'll need it.
Why?
I got gin.
Again? That's the most unusual. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello. Is this Mr. Benny?
Yes.
Well, this is Sherwood, Mr. Coleman's butler.
Oh, Sherwood. Yes.
Mr. Coleman was a trifle embarrassed to even broach the subject at this late hour, but we're having a party here.
I know. 183 guests.
Oh, I say, you've been on that box again.
I'm such a devil, aren't I?
Well, at any rate, Mr. Coleman thought you might like to slip into your tuxedo and come over.
Would I? I certainly would, Sherwood. I'll be glad to come over.
Good. And remember, you serve from the left and remove from the right.
Now, look, Sherwood, I'm not waiting on tables for Ronald Coleman or anyone else. So goodbye. All the nerve. They can keep their party. I'm just as happy here at home with you, Rochester.
But, boss, I'm going out tonight.
Going out? Gee, I thought you were going to stay with me.
I'd like to, but I made plans to take the night off.
But, Rochester, you were off last week.
Oh, boss, you're not counting Tuesday night, are you?
Well, why not?
That's when I had my appendix taken out.
What's the difference? You didn't get home till 3 in the morning. Whole night he wants for that. Well, if you want tonight off, you better get started then.
Okay, I'm going upstairs and put a tie on.
Everybody wants time off. Gee, what'll I do with myself all night? There's only someone I could play cards with. I wonder if Remley's home. Yeah, he cheats. Gee, this is going to be a boring evening. I don't know what... Hello?
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. This is Dennis.
Oh, Dennis. What do you want, kid?
Nothing. Are you going to be home tonight?
Yes, why?
Well, I thought I might come over and visit you.
Oh, wonderful, Dennis. Come on over.
Okay. Don't go away. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm ready to go, boss, but if you really mind staying alone...
It's all right, Rochester. Dennis just called. He's coming over to keep me company.
Well, that's nice of him.
It sure is. Let's see, I wonder what I can serve him.
Well, there's sandwich bread and some cold cuts in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and Dennis has such a sweet tooth. Have we plenty of candy?
Oh, yeah, we've got caramels, Tootsie Rolls, licorice, and some O. Henry bars.
Oh, good.
Shall I put them in the machine?
No, I can do it. You run along.
Okay. Good night, boss.
So long, Rochester. Gee, it's nice of Dennis to want to spend the evening with me. He'll sit around, he'll talk to me, discuss his problems, drive me nuts. Anyway, I'll be alone, so it'll be nice. Now who can that be?
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny.
Dennis. How'd you get here so fast?
I was next door at the Coleman's party.
What?
I would have got here sooner, but I walked.
Now, look, Dennis, I'm in no mood for any silly...
Not so loud. If they find out I'm with you, they might not let me back in.
You might not have got that line out, either. Look, Dennis, why don't you go back to your party?
Well, don't you even want to hear my song for tomorrow's show?
No, I don't.
But it'll cheer you up.
All right. Go ahead and cheer me up.
I've changed my mind.
Dennis, sing that song.
Okay, what a sore head. An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that road turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
An Englishman has manners. An Englishman has charm. They say it's truly difficult to ruffle his plum. He'll hold you and he'll kiss you, but wherever he may be. At 4 o'clock, he'll have to stop to sip a cup of tea. But an Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that road turns on the broad, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away. Italian men are fiery, Italian men are warm. And when they love with all the fury of a storm. But you can turn the flame to ice and make them run for life. For all you gotta do is eat a spaghetti with a knife. An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo belay. When that road turns on the broad, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away. A Frenchman is romantic. The French have savoir-faire. When he makes love to you, it's always très de bonheur. He'll say to you, toujours l'amour, my life and you depend. But next day he'll be making love to two of your best friends.
an Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo ballet. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
The German man is steady. The German man is smart. For he'll come around and around again to win the Fräulein's heart. But you can lose him easily and make him hide his face. When he comes round to see you, tell him, this is not the play! An Irishman will steal your heart away. He'll bedevil you and beguile you with his hullabaloo ballet. When that rogue turns on the brogue, your heart will go astray. Oh, an Irishman will steal your heart away.
Dennis, now that you've let me hear your song, go back to the Coleman's party before you drive me crazy, will you? And you can tell them from me that... Come in.
Hi, Jack.
Why, Donzie, come on in. What are you doing here, Don?
Well, Jack, you know the little woman's out of town, so I just thought I'd drop by and see if you'd like to take in a movie with me.
A movie? Gee, I'm glad you thought of it. That's a wonderful idea. I didn't have anything to do tonight. I've been to a movie in months. Maybe Dennis will go with us.
Dennis? Where's he?
He's standing under your stomach. Dennis!
Please don't laugh, Don. I'm too young to die.
Hey, Dennis, you want to go to the movie with us?
Sure, what's playing?
Well, I was going to the Palisades Drive-In. They're showing that new English film there, Murder in Piccadilly.
Oh, let's go there.
And they've also got a surprise second feature. I hear they've had some great ones lately.
Hey, I like that, two feature. Gee, that sounds pretty good. I've never been to a drive-in. Now, come on, fellas, my car's in the driveway.
Hey, I think we're getting near the drive-in theater.
There's a cowboy picture at the Strand.
Dennis, you'll go where we go. You're only along.
Oh, Jack, stop. The light's changing.
Okay.
Say, look who's in the car next to us.
Where? Why, it's a sportsman. Hi, fellas.
Hope you had a nice time, fellas.
A nice time. Where are they going, Don?
Well, don't you know, Jack? They're going away for the weekend.
Oh. Hey, where are you going, boys?
We're going to Gilly, out in Pepper, Castanel, and Bogan by the sea.
Oh, Gilly Gotham Pepper. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I've been there many times.
There's a tiny house.
There's a tiny house
by a tiny stream.
by a tiny stream
Where a lovely lad.
where a lovely lass
Had a lovely dream.
had a lovely dream.
And a dream
came true.
And a dream came true quite unexpectedly. In Gilly, out in Pepper, Castanel, and Bogan by the sea.
Oh, it's a beautiful spot.
He
You ought to
was
go
out
there.
one day.
He was out one day
Where the
I like it better than
tulips
Kids
grow.
Will Be.
When a handsome lad.
when a handsome lad
Stopped to say hello.
stopped to say hello.
And before she knew.
And before she knew, he kissed her tenderly. In Gilly, out in Pepper, Castanel, and Bogan by the sea. The happy pair were married one Sunday afternoon. They left the church and ran away to spend the honeymoon.
In Gilly?
Tiny house.
Tiny house
By a tiny stream.
by a tiny stream
Where a lovely
where a
lad.
lovely lass
Hey, Don.
Lovely
Don, there's a crowd gathering around us.
And the last I heard.
There's a crowd on the street here. You hear the boys
they
sing?
still live happily.
Oh, it's embarrassing. Now, look at the whole
In
crowd here.
Gilly, out in Pepper, Castanel, and Bogan by the sea.
Now, everybody, just repeat the words after me. You ready? There's a cigarette.
Better cigarette.
LSMFT.
LSMFT.
It's the best smoke yet.
It's the best smoke yet.
Lucky strike for me.
Lucky strike for me.
To get better taste.
To get better taste, it's toasted thoroughly. Yes, LSMFT.
Light a lucky strike.
Light a lucky strike.
It's the smoke we like.
It's the smoke we like.
Cleaner through and through.
Cleaner through and through.
And it's smoother, too.
And it's smoother, too.
Take a puff and see.
Take a puff and see why all of us agree. Oh, now it's LSMFT. Be happy and go lucky. Now it's LSMFT.
Boys, that was fine. Have a nice trip. See you when you get back. Gee, I hope we get in at the start of the picture, fellas.
Oh, theater's right in the next block.
Yeah, there's a sign.
Oh, turn here, Jack. You have to go up this winding driveway to the box office.
Yeah, I've never been in a drive-in before.
Pull up to that man next to the booth, Jack. He'll give us our ticket.
Congratulations, you made it.
Huh?
Ever since you left the street, I've been biting my nails.
Now, look, I don't want any cracks about my car.
Oh, is that a car? I thought it was a flying saucer that made a bad landing.
Never mind. How much for the ticket?
It's $2.40. That's 80 apiece.
Here you are, mister. Here's a $5 bill.
All righty. $2.40 out of 5. That means $2.60. Here you are.
Thank you. Come on, Jack. Drive inside.
Okay. Gee, it sure is crowded here in this drive-in theater. I don't see any empty spaces.
Well, why don't you follow that car in front of you?
Yeah, he seems to know where he's going.
Okay.
You're following the wrong car. That other one turned left.
He did not. I'm doing the driving.
Well, back from the grand tour, eh?
Jack, you went all the way out and around the theater.
Nobody listens to me.
Well, hang on. I'm going back in.
Not so fast. That'll be $2.40, please.
What are you talking about? We paid you once.
Well, don't get so huffy. It was Fatso's money.
I don't care whose money it was. Instead of being so sarcastic, why don't you tell the fellow where we can park and see the show?
Section 8. Go there.
All right.
Well, Jack, I think I see a space in the next row.
Yeah, better hurry before somebody else gets it.
Okay. I'll get in there. It's a tight squeeze. Watch your side down. Here I go.
Come on. Come on. Plenty of room over here.
Watch it. To the right. To the right. To the right.
Come on. Come on. Oh, hold it, Jack.
To the left. To the left. To
You
the
just
left.
said the right.
To the left.
Now make up your mind.
Hey, you guys, pipe down, will you? To the right, to the right, to the left, to the left.
Now, Herman, don't make a scene.
Oh, but Marty, you think they were stalking to Queen Mary?
Well, then, hold her down a little, fellas. Now, how am I on your side, Don?
Fine, Jack. A little more. There, that's perfect.
Now, let's all settle back and watch the movie.
Gee, I don't like the angle from here.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Well, the actor on the screen has a pointed head.
You're looking in the mirror.
Jack, I think we're a little too far to the side. Maybe we could get something more to the center.
Look, I had enough trouble finding this space. I'm not moving, so forget it.
I told you to pipe down. Now you woke the baby up.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Quick, Herman, give her the milk.
I can't. You made it too hot.
Hold there, Herman. Holding her in. Holding her.
Hey, look, you told me to be quiet. Now, how about you practicing with your feet?
Look, you woke the baby up.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't intend to, and I apologize. We're all here to see a movie, so let's relax and enjoy ourselves.
You want to be friends?
Certainly.
Okay, stick your hand out the window.
All right, there.
Ow! You see, Moidle, I told you the bottle was too hot.
You got a lot of nerve. You burned my...
Quiet! What do you want to do? Wake the other kids?
The other kids?
Yeah, Billy, Tom, Ann, Susie, Dickie, and Irving are light sleepers.
And if they wake up, they'll disturb Katie, Alice, Melvin, Julius, and the twins.
How many children have you got?
Who knows? It's dark in here. Now, come on, baby. Daddy's got you. Now, go to sleep now.
We had to come to a drive-in.
I want to hear the picture. Don, roll down your window and get the speaker, huh?
Okay. Here, I'll just hang it over the window ledge here.
Oh, Abigail. Abigail, my darling, these moments with you are like a dream.
Yes, Charles. I only live when we're together. Oh, hold me closer.
How I love you, Abigail. But these secret rendezvous. What if your husband catches us?
Oh, that's impossible. He's away for the weekend.
Don, turn the speaker up a little.
It isn't on yet. That's the couple in the next car. It's on now.
Well, Inspector, if I follow your thought, one of the gentlemen in this very room is the fiendish axe killer.
Hey, this is exciting.
Yeah, Abigail's kissing him again.
Watch the picture.
Yes, Ray Graves, and you'll be astonished when I tell you that the name of the murderer is...
Jack, stop blowing your horn.
I'm not blowing it. It's stuck. There must be a short in the wire.
See, I can't hear who the murderer is.
Do something, Jack.
I'm hitting it. It won't stop.
Call the automobile club.
I can't. They blackballed me.
What the hell going wire? There.
See, I'm so embarrassed. Look, it was an accident. If you don't like being next to me, why don't you move?
I should move.
Did you hear that, Moidle? This joint comes in, bothers everybody, and he wants I should move. Oh, quick, Moidle. Hold the baby. I'm afraid I'll throw her at him.
Look, Jack, there's no sense staying here. Why don't you take that space over in the next row?
Oh, maybe you're right. Some people just won't let you have a good time.
Better go in here, Jack, next to this convertible.
Oh, yeah, there's a spot. There. Now, maybe we can enjoy the picture.
Come closer, Cynthia. Your kisses do something to me.
And yours thrill me, too. But, Robert, I worry so. What if your wife catches us?
Impossible. Abigail thinks I'm out of town for the weekend.
See, the whole family is here. I wonder if I should tell Abigail. Now, why get involved?
Look, they're about to start the surprise feature.
Oh, good, the second feature. Hey, turn out the speaker, Don.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Palisades Drive-In takes pleasure in presenting another in our Saturday night series of surprise features.
Oh, boy, I hope this is a good one.
Warner Brothers presents The Horn Blows at Midnight.
Well, what do you know? Hey, where's everybody going? Nobody's staying for the picture. What's Don? Don, come back. Dennis, the picture's not that bad. Abigail, Cynthia, and me, leave the baby. Come back. I don't care. I'm going to stay here and watch it all by myself.
Jack will be back in just a minute. But first, a word to you smokers who are looking for better taste in a cigarette. Better taste, friends, is the prime concern of the makers of Lucky Strike. That's why a Lucky is made of fine, good-tasting tobacco that's toasted to taste even better. Yes, better taste begins with fine, light, mild tobacco, good-tasting tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones up this naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So make your next carton Lucky Strike and be happy. Go Lucky.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They take fine tobacco, it's light tobacco, it's mild tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Who's that?
It's me, Rochester.
Boss, you're home early. Didn't they have a second feature at the drive-in?
Yes, but most of the people left.
Well, that doesn't make any difference. They're supposed to show it anyway.
I know, but in the middle of the third reel, the projectionist committed suicide. Good night, Rochester. I'm going to bed.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Hal Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson. You know, that song tells an important story to smokers. Simply, it's this. Lucky's taste better. First, because Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then this fine tobacco is toasted. Yes, the fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco in every Lucky is toasted to taste even better. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its very peak of flavor. Tones up this naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So next time you buy cigarettes, make it a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike. Be happy. Go Lucky.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny does another of his regular TV shows over the CBS network. But this is the Halloween season. And Halloween is synonymous with fun, whether you live in Beverly Hills, Brooklyn, Sioux City, or Portland. So let's go back to last year, the day after Halloween, and see what went on in the Jack Benny household.
Oh, Rochester, has Don Wilson come over yet?
Yes, sir. He's waiting for you in the den.
Good. No, I also called Dennis and told him to be over. Is he here?
No, sir. He phoned and said he'd be a little late.
That's funny. Dennis is always on time. I wonder what delayed him.
He said that last night was Halloween and some kids took the wheels off his bicycle.
Well, why didn't he take the Sunset bus?
They took the wheels off of that, too.
Well, that's what Dennis gets for living in that kind of a neighborhood. I'm glad the kids around here aren't that rowdy.
Me too, boss.
By the way, Rochester, go out and take the bathtub off the front porch and put it back in the house again. Well, what are you waiting for? Take the bathtub off the front porch.
Okay, but there ain't much gas in the car.
Gas in the car? What's that got to do with it?
The front porch is in Pasadena.
What?
And Pasadena's in Pomona.
Stop being silly and do what I tell you.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to the library and talk to Don. Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I ain't had... Uh-oh. I better hide those bicycle wheels. Dennis is liable to get sore. I'll put them in the closet. I ain't had no lovin' since January, February, June, or July. La, la. The other months weren't so good either. Oh, well. Hi, Don.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Jack.
No, Polly. Polly, you're supposed to call me Daddy.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. Isn't that a little silly, having a parrot call you Daddy?
I don't think so, Don. After all, I take care of her, feed her, talk to her, and I was the one who nursed her when she was sick.
Polly was sick?
Terribly sick. No, Polly, you're over it now. So cute, isn't he? Or he's so cute, I don't know. Yes, Don, she was very sick, and... Well, there's the phone. I'll get it. Hello?
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. This is Dennis.
Oh, Dennis, we're waiting for you. What's taking you so long?
I couldn't get a taxi.
Oh.
So my mother's driving me over in her steamroller.
Your mother? I thought it was your Uncle Herman that drove the steamroller.
Not anymore.
Why, what happened?
Well, yesterday something was wrong with the front roller, so he got out to take a look at it, and some kids played the meanest Halloween trick.
Dennis, that's terrible. Where's your uncle now?
Well, you know that white line that runs down the middle of Wilshire Boulevard?
Uh-huh.
The dark part of it is Uncle Herman.
Now, Dennis, will you stop making up things like that? Your uncle passed here this morning.
Didn't he look thin?
Oh, hang up and get over here, will you?
Yes, sir.
What a kid. He gets sillier every day. I remember once he called me... Don, stop eating Polly's crackers. For heaven's sake.
I was just picking them up to feed to her. Jack, how long do parrots live?
Oh, a long time, Don. Some of them live for years and years.
How old is this one?
63. And she's still got all her feathers.
That's more than you can say.
Don, don't be so comical, will you? Be the straight man that you always are, will you, please? And lately, you always try to be...
Rochester, will you answer the phone, please?
Yes, sir. Jack Benny's residence, star, stage, screen, radio, television, and we'll sell 2 bicycle wheels at ridiculously low prices.
Hello, Rochester. This is Dennis. Please tell Mr. Ben... Hey, what did you say about 2 bicycle wheels?
Uh-oh, me very sorry. You have wrong number. Maybe you'll have better luck by and by. So long, Ed Wu Young.
Rochester. I try talking to Rochester, and all the time I talking to Chinese boy.
So sorry, no Rochester, nobody here except us chop suey, chop. Goodbye, please.
Rochester, give me that telephone. Hello, who is this?
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. This is Dennis, and Rochester said you had a pair of bicycle wheels.
So sorry, long nubla. Goodbye.
Mr. Benny.
Dennis, let's stop this kidding. Believe me, kid, if you'd only take my advice and stop talking silly all the time and just sing, you'd really go places.
No, I won't.
Why not?
I've got no wheels on my bicycle.
Oh, goodbye. You know, Don, sometimes I don't know why I waste my time talking to that kid.
Oh, Dennis is okay. Well, speaking of wasting time, Jack, I've been here now nearly a half hour, and you still haven't told me what you wanted me to come over for.
Oh, yes, Don, it's about the quartet.
The Sportsmen?
Yes. Now, I've been thinking this over seriously for quite a long time now, and I finally made up my mind. I'm going to fire them.
Fire them? But, Jack, they're one of the best singing groups in the country.
I'll admit that, but they never sing what I want them to. They're always singing crazy songs and embarrassing me. They have no respect for me. The other day when I asked, I practically begged them to do a certain tune. I think the baritone called me a dirty name.
You think?
Yes. Who knows what means? And anyway, Don, I want you to come with me to a lawyer because you're the one who's responsible for them.
Jack, you don't have to go to your lawyer.
Yes, I do. I want them to break their contract.
But you don't have enough reasons to fire them.
Yes, I have.
But they're wonderful singers, Jack. They're very popular, too, and they have a lot of fans. In fact, plenty of people tune into your program just to hear them, not you.
That's another reason. Believe me.
Now, look, Jack, don't be hasty. Why don't you give them another chance?
Well, I don't like to fire people. In fact, during my entire career in show business, I don't think I ever fired anybody.
Well, what about that bald-headed writer you used to have? You fired him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I stopped paying him his salary, and after a couple of years, he quit. That's all that happened.
Well, his partner didn't quit, and he's not with you anymore.
Well, he starved to death. But, Don, if I give the Sportsmen another chance, do you think they'll mend their ways?
I'm sure of it, Jack.
Instead of those silly, crazy songs?
I'm just sure of it, Jack. In fact, I'll talk to them myself.
Well, all right. Well, let's forget about it.
Jack, I'm just as positive as I can be you won't regret this. Well, I'm going to be running along.
Oh, where are you going, Don?
Oh, nowhere in particular. I'll probably drop into the drugstore for some lunch.
Say, I'm kind of hungry, too. Oh, Rochester!
Yes, Mr. Benny?
Look, Mr. Wilson and I are going to have lunch at the drugstore. Come on, Don.
Okay, Jack. Well, Jack, here's the drugstore.
Yeah, this is a good place to eat at. Come on, let's go in. All the tables seem to be taken. Let's get those 2 stools at the end of the counter.
But there are 2 right here, Jack.
Oh, yes. I'll see if we can have them. Oh, waitress. Waitress.
What do you want, Mac?
Are these 2 stools available?
No, they're reserved for the Duke and Duchess of Windsor.
Come on, Don. Let's sit down.
What do you want to eat?
Well, I haven't made up my mind yet. Better take my friend's order first. What do you have, Don?
I can't make up my mind either.
Maybe we better look at a menu. Have you got a menu?
Here.
Now, let me see.
Don't bend it. It's the only one we've got.
Look, I'm not.
And stop drooling. There's nothing on it that good.
Look, miss, all I want is a chicken sandwich.
I'll have the same.
Okay,
I'll be back with the grub in a minute.
You know, Jack, I just can't understand how a girl like her can hold a job here.
Now, wait a minute, Don. Don't be too hard on her. You know, she's had a tough time of it. Do you know that she used to be a big star on Broadway?
Really?
Yep. For 3 years, she played the title role in The Voice of the Turtle. That's the way her head keeps coming in and out all the time. What'll you have, Mac? Say, Don.
Oh, excuse me a minute, Jack. Excuse me. The sportsmen are sitting over there.
The quartet? Where?
Yeah, over there in the corner. I want to talk to them a minute.
Well, remember, Don, will you give them a warning about what I said?
I'll talk to them about it.
You do. It'd drive me nuts. Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky.
Hey, Mac. You want milk to drink with your sandwich, don't you?
Yeah, how did you know?
Our coffee would knock you right off that stool.
All right. Just bring the milk. Yeah.
Now, fellas, please, do yourselves a favor. Take my advice. Don't sing that song for Jack. This is neither the time nor the place.
Oh, here he comes with that quartet.
Now, look, fellas, I'm telling you, for your own good.
What's the matter now, Don?
They want to sing a new number for you.
Here in the drugstore? I should say not. It'll be embarrassing.
I told you, fellas.
You see, Don, they won't listen to anybody. That's why I want to fire them.
But, Jack, they claim that this is a very beautiful song.
I don't care how beautiful.
Boys, he's mad at you anyway. Now, you better not do a thing.
Don, will you
boys,
keep them?
hold it.
Don, will
hold
you keep
it,
them from
boys.
singing? Shaboom.
Life could be a dream, Shaboom.
Shaboom?
If I could take you
What does that
up
mean,
in paradise
Shaboom?
above. Shaboom.
Shaboom.
If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream, sweetheart.
What happened to Shaboom?
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom.
Shaboom.
If only all my precious plans would come
Shaboom.
Shaboom. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream.
Shaboom.
Sweetheart.
God, you gotta do something about these guys.
Something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to do, baby, we'd be so proud.
I hear the drugstore.
Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one you love.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart, sweetheart. Shaboom, da boom, da boom, da boom, shaboom, sweetheart.
The only thing I understand is sweetheart now. Now look at her. Fellas, we're in the drugstore.
Pop on a lucky and you will agree. Shaboom, boom, boom, shaboom, Mr. B. Shaboom. Lucky Jack's a man, a man of fine tobacco. You'll get better cakes than Lucky Jack's a pack. Yeah, Lucky Jack's a toasted.
Fellas, please. Fellas, everybody's looking at us in the drugstore. Fellas, we're in the drugstore. Don, I told you. Fellas, we're in the drugstore. People are not eating. Wait a minute. Boys, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does it, Don? That's the last straw. I warned you. That if they...
But, Jack, I tried to...
Shaboom! What? No, I was a nice guy. I gave them another chance.
Jack, now, if you'd all...
I don't want to hear any more about it. Now, I'm going to call a lawyer right now. We'll go over there and see if I can break my contract with that quartet. Now, come on, Don. Silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Is this the lawyer's office, Jack?
Yeah, Joseph S. Kearns, attorney at law. Let's go in. Pardon me, miss, I'd like to see Mr. Kearns.
Do you have an apartment?
Shaboom. Well, What? What did you say?
Do you have an appointment?
Yes, I have an appointment.
What?
I said I have an appointment.
What?
An appointment.
Oh, go right in.
Shaboom.
Now, look, Mr. Smith, I'm a busy man. I can't stay on this phone all day. I told you I won't settle this case for less than $50,000. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. Well, that's up to you, Mr. Smith. Goodbye.
Oh, hello, Mr. Kern.
How do you do, Mr. Smith?
No, Benny. The name is Jack Benny.
Oh, yes, please forgive me. Just that I've been so busy lately and have so many things on my mind.
Oh, I understand, Mr. Kearns. I'd like you to meet Don Wilson.
How do you do, Mr. Wilson?
How do you do?
Haven't we met before?
I don't think so.
That's funny. Your name is so familiar. Keeps running through my mind. Smith.
No, his name is Wilson.
Oh, yes, how stupid of me. Your name is Smith.
No, look, Smith was on the telephone, is it?
What happened to Benny?
Shaboom wasn't bad. Look, I'm Benny. It's Jack Benny.
Oh, yes. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Kearns, what I came to see you about...
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, well, send them right in. This won't take long. It seems to be very urgent. A domestic case. Come in.
Mr. Kearns,
I'll do the talking and you keep your big mouth shut.
My big mouth? Your lips could be stretched over a piano stool.
Now, we can settle this without harsh words.
That's okay with me. I want to divorce this jerk.
Very well, but you'll need grounds.
If I had that, I'd bury him.
Oh, yeah?
Please, let's not resort to that. What are your names again?
Mr. and Mrs. Krausmeyer.
Very well, I'll file the application. Goodbye. Now, getting back to you. What did you come to see me about?
Well, you see...
Wait a minute, Don, I'll tell him. Mr. Kearns, as I started to say...
Oh, yes, I remember. You two wanted a divorce.
No, that's Krausmeyer.
Oh, of course. I had you confused with Mr. and Mrs. Wilson, who just left.
I'm Mr. Wilson.
Oh, yes, then you're Mr. Krausmeyer.
No, I'm Smith. I mean Benny. I'm Benny.
Oh, yes, Benny Wilson.
Maybe.
Now, what's on your mind?
Well, I've got a quartet on my radio program, and I'd like to break their contract. Now, here it is. Will you just look over it?
Yes, it looks like an ironclad agreement. But excuse me. Yes? What? Oh, good. Send them in. It's that couple who were just in here for a divorce, Mr. and Mrs. Kearns.
No, your name is Kearns.
I mean Mr. and Mrs. Wilson.
Their name is Krausmeyer.
Oh, yes, thank you, Mr. Smith.
Jack, isn't this the lawyer who pleaded the case and got the jury so confused that they sent the judge up for 20 years?
Oh, so you read about it, huh?
Read about it? I thought he made up a joke. For heaven's sake.
Come in.
Come, dollface, carry me over the threshold.
No, lover, you carry me. You're stronger.
Okay. Up the daisy.
Whoops, not so high, I'll get a nosebleed.
Oh, come, I'm a busy man. Are you sure your minds are made up?
Yeah, me and Porfirio don't want a divorce.
Shall we go
go back to Shaboom and start over again? Somebody has a line in here.
Fine. Fine. I won't file the application. And good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Now, where were we?
Now, please. Let's not waste any more time. Benny is the name. Jack Benny. This is Mr. Wilson. Mr. and Mrs. Krausmeyer just left. You're Kearns, and Smith was on the phone. Now, tell me, Mr. Kearns, you said you knew how to break the contract with my quartet. Now, how are you going to do it?
Now, let's see. Since you're suing them for $50,000, we can...
I'm not suing them for $50,000.
Oh, yes, that was Krausmeyer.
Oh, that was Smith on the phone.
Well, what are you doing here?
All I know is I had an appointment.
Oh, yes, you came in here about a quartet. I remember now. You came in with this man here, Mr.
Eagle Bottom.
About my quartet. Mr. Kearns, about my quartet, you've got to break that contract. Now, here it is on your desk.
Oh, that one. I'm sorry, but that contract is unbreakable. You haven't got a chance. So I advise you as a lawyer...
Oh, now what?
Come in.
I'm going to divorce you if it's the last thing I do, you spongehead.
That's gratitude for you. After we left here, I carried you all the way down the hall so you wouldn't tire your big flat feet.
Well, you didn't have to drop me down that laundry chute.
Look, I don't mean to get into this, but we're on the 12th floor, and you dropped your wife down the laundry chute?
I hit bottom like a sack of wet wash.
With your shape, how else could you hit?
Mr. Kearns?
I've got the applications right here.
Good. We'll see you in court. Goodbye.
Gee, that's a shame. They're such a nice couple.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about them. This has been going on for 20 years. They'll get back together, but I am worried about the children.
You mean they've been fighting for 20 years?
Oh,
They
yes.
have children?
That's the tragedy of divorce. Who's going to take care of the little ones?
And I think I have trouble. Mr. Kearns, I'm glad I dropped into your office today. I got a big home, a butler, a swimming pool, and I'm going to do something that'll make me happy, too. I'm going to have their children come home and live with me until their parents make up their mind.
Gosh, that's the noblest thing you've ever done, Mr. Krausmeyer.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing. And from now on, the children are your responsibility.
Well, good.
And the children are here, right in the next office.
May I see the little rascals now?
Well, you certainly may. Go right in.
Thank you. You? You're the children?
Shaboom, shaboom. Shaboom, shaboom.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Come on, Don. Let's go. Shaboom.
Jack will be back in a minute to tell you about his television program, which goes on immediately after this show. But first, I'd like to say something important to you cigarette smokers. When you light up a Lucky, you can be sure you'll get the better taste you want. That's because a Lucky is toasted to taste better. Of course, the beginning of better taste is fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then it's toasted. That's the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. Tones it up to make this naturally good-tasting tobacco taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, that's why Lucky's taste better. It's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted. So remember...
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you about my television show, but we're a little late, so tune in and watch it. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Friends, this is Don Wilson. There's no doubt about it. If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to taste better. Naturally, Lucky's better taste begins just where you'd expect it to begin, with fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then that tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process tones up Lucky's naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So next time, get better taste. Get Lucky Strike.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to yesterday, a half hour before rehearsal. Jack has dropped in at the corner drugstore, and at the moment we find him sitting at the counter reading a newspaper.
Here's an interesting item. According to a national survey, in 20 years, California will be the number one state. Los Angeles will be the number one city. This anticipation of industrial growth has made the city of Los Angeles very smug. Look at the way they spell smug. S-M-O-G. No, they did spell it S-M-U-G. Wonder what makes my eyes water like that. Anyway, I think it's wonderful that...
Do you want to order now?
Huh?
You've been sitting on that stool for 10 minutes.
Well, I'm waiting for someone.
Well, don't wrinkle up that newspaper or we'll never be able to sell it.
I won't. I wonder how... Here's an article that's hard to believe. A famous scientist claims that it won't be long before people will be living on the moon. Hey, that gives me an idea for a joke for my radio program. If people live on the moon, prices will be sky high. Hey, that's a good joke. I better write it down. Say, miss, do you have a pencil?
I heard it. Don't bother.
I didn't ask for an opinion. I've been a big radio star for 20 years. And when it comes to jokes, I know what I'm doing.
Look, I've got other customers. Do you want to order now?
I told you I'm waiting for someone.
If you're trying to make me jealous, forget it.
I'm not trying to make you jealous. And anyway, a fine waitress you are. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. You didn't even bring me a glass of water.
Okay.
I think she's smart. I didn't like her when she was a brunette. I don't know why. She always has to pick on me.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, Bob. Hey, Bob Crosby. I've been waiting for you. Sit down.
Well, thank you.
Do you want to order now?
Oh, yeah. Now, look, miss. I'll have a club sandwich. And here's the way I want it made. I want it on white bread, slightly toasted. I want the bacon and tomato in the lower half, and the chicken and the lettuce in the upper half. Trim the crust, cut it in 3 parts, and put a slice of pickle on the top.
Okay. 1 club sandwich for an architect.
What about you, Bob?
Well, Jack, I don't know. I'm not too hungry right now, but, well, then again, miss.
Yeah?
Is it all right if I take something out?
Are you kidding? I'll go get my hat and coat.
He didn't mean that. Look, Bob, while you're deciding on what you want, I'm going over to the drug counter to get some razor blades.
Okay, Jack. Let me see. Maybe I should eat something here, then I wouldn't be so hungry.
Oh, hello, Bob.
Well, Mary, sit down.
I thought Jack was here.
Oh, he is. He went over to the drug counter to buy some razor blades. What are you laughing at, Mary?
Jack is the only man I know who has a single-edge razor and buys double-edge blades.
What does he do that for?
He cuts them in half.
Boy, what a guy, huh? I heard that Jack is the only man in the world who gets his dental floss retreaded.
Jack does have his peculiarities, but he is sweet, and he tries so hard. I'll never forget the first time I went out with him. When he called for me, I opened the door, and there he stood with the biggest orchid I ever saw.
An orchid, huh?
It was so beautiful, I made him buy me one, too. Don't tell him I told you.
Mary, Bob, where's Jack?
Oh, hello, Don.
Hi, Donzie.
Where's Jack? The Sportsman Quartet and I are looking for him.
Oh, he's here. He just stepped over there to buy some razor blades.
Oh, here he comes now.
Well, everybody's here.
Jack, the Sportsman and I have been waiting for you at the studio. You knew they had a recording date.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Don, I know they're in a hurry, so let's go back to the studio, and I'll hear the commercial before they go.
But, Jack, they haven't got the time. They haven't eaten yet, and they're hungry.
What do you have, boys?
But, Don, I've got to hear the commercial.
Boys, I haven't got all day.
Okay, fellas, let Jack hear the commercial.
Don, not in here, a drugstore.
Fellows, what do you have?
Oh, crap.
Bossa-me, babino, baba-bo, bo, bo-ca-picolino, winner, you keep to me, and I'm a kid for you. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-loo.
Boys, what do you have?
Bossa-me, my baby, baba-bo, bo, let me be the heavy keep for you, sweet for me, and I'm a sweet for you. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-loo.
Look, fellas,
She would like to emphasize and both is really strong. Wonder if they realize what you like, but don't forget to end the lucky prize. Hey, lucky strike the cigarette for me. It has a better taste too. Pop the lucky and we know you'll say, hey, lucky strike is sure looking and roll out by a garden right away. A lucky strike
I hated to sneak out like that and leave Bob and Mary in the drugstore, but when that dame started screaming, it was embarrassing. Well, I might as well go in the studio and rehearse.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Harry. Any fan mail?
Yes, Mr. Benny, you've got 8,000 letters.
Harry, I'm alone.
Oh, nothing.
Botcha me and botcha you. Botch me and botcha you.
Yeah, and that isn't all I'm mad about. I got plenty to say to you.
There's Dennis talking in that phone booth.
Yeah, plenty. I've taken all the guff out of you I'm gonna take.
Hey, that kid's really mad.
Oh, no, you listen to me. I've listened to you long enough. As far as I'm concerned, you're nothing but a low, underhanded, double-dealing conniver.
Wow.
Oh, I know you put it over on me, but I'm going to see to it you don't take advantage of anybody else. You heard me. Ah, shut up!
Dennis.
Oh, hello, Mr. Benny. Excuse me a minute. Operator, Mr. Benny is standing right here. You must have given me the wrong number.
Dennis, hang up that receiver and come out of that booth.
Yes, sir.
Dennis, anytime you have something to say to me, I want you to say to my face, not on the phone. And anyway, I don't know what you're complaining about. I've treated you well. I've looked out for your interests. I've guided you. I've helped you. I've given you advice. Well, I've even tried to be a father to you.
Only on Father's Day.
What?
What you'll do for a lousy tie.
Never mind. Now, Dennis, when we get in the studio, I want you to run over your song first.
Oh, Jack.
Yeah?
Jack, I've got to tell you the most wonderful thing.
Oh, Mary.
Now, Bob, don't be so modest.
What is it, Mary?
Jack, look at that sack of fan mail he got.
I see it.
I even got a letter from your sister in Chicago.
Come on, let's get in the studio. Okay, fellas. Okay, quiet down. We're going to start rehearsal. Dennis, have you got your music? Dennis, where are you going?
Back to the phone booth.
Why?
See if I can get another wrong number. I'm in a fighting mood.
Now, cut that out and let me hear... that clock on the wall, is that the right time?
Yes, it's 1:30. Why?
Well, for heaven's sake, I thought I'd have time to finish rehearsal before I go to my doctor's office.
What do you have to go to your doctor's for?
Well, I had a checkup a few days ago, and everything is fine, but I want to see my x-ray pictures, and the doctor wants to give me a couple of vitamin shots. It'll only take a little while.
Well, you want me to drive you over?
Well, Rochester has a car in the parking lot, so he'll drive me down.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Dennis, you rehearse your song. We'll be back soon.
Here we sit enjoying the shade.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Drink the drink that I have made.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Tell you why the day is sunny. I'm in love with lips of honey. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She is coming here to stay.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
I have waited for the stay.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She writes of love in every letter. Others have tried, but I will never. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
What is life? What is spring? What are all the stars that shine? Love, my friend, is everything, and love will soon be mine. Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
She's here at last, my one and only. Goodbye, friends, don't be lonely. Wait till you see the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Blink your eyes and love has passed. Hey, brother, pour the wine. Hers was never meant to last. Hey, brother, pour the wine. She introduced me to another. No, my friends, he's not her brother. I will miss the way she walks.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it as quickly as you can.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Pour it quickly once again.
Hey, brother, pour the wine. Pour the wine. Pour the wine.
Hey, brother, pour the wine.
Are you and Miss Livingston comfortable back there, boss?
Yes, thank you. But, Rochester, this back seat seems to be higher than usual, and we keep sliding forward. Why is that?
Well, I put some big truck tires on the rear wheels and small tires on the front wheels.
What's that for?
To encourage the motor that thinks we're coasting downhill.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard. You're always trying to fool the motor.
Well, boss, last winter you were the one who put on fishtail fenders so people would think you had a Cadillac.
Jack, did you really put on fishtail fenders?
Yeah.
Did it fool anybody?
No people, only fish.
Oh, stop making things up. And hurry, I want to get to the doctor's office. Rochester, slow down. The light on the corner's turning red.
Don't worry, by the time we reach it, it'll be green again.
Anyway, we turn here for my doctor's office.
Yes, sir.
You know, Mary, I've been thinking, it seems that every time I go to a doctor or a hospital for a checkup or an examination, you're always with me. Gee, it's awfully nice of you.
It's not a matter of being nice, Jack. I have to be with you when you go for medical examination in case you need me.
Need you?
Yes. How you ever got that transfusion clause in my contract, I'll never know.
My agent thinks of everything. Anyway, this time I'm only going to get a vitamin shot.
Here you are, Mr. Benny.
Thank you, Rochester. Watch your step, Mary.
Mr. Benny, while you're in the doctor's office, I'll go to the market and do the shopping.
Oh, fine, fine.
I made out the list, and the groceries amount to $17.
$17? Here you are.
And $1.50 for a haircut.
$1.50? Wait a minute, Rochester. I'm not supposed to pay for your haircuts.
This one's for you. I got it in the glove compartment.
Well, I'll take care of it myself tomorrow. I want to get a shine at the same time, too.
I can get that for you, too. I'm wearing your shoes.
Never mind. I'll do it myself. Come on, Mary.
Yes?
Oh, nurse, I have an appointment with Dr. Stevens.
Yes, sir, in just a few minutes. But first I'll have to have some information about you.
Well, they have it at the hospital. They took it when I went in for my checkup.
Well, we need this for the office.
Oh. Well, my name is...
Just a second, sir. I have to write this down. I want to get a pencil. There. Now, your name?
Jack Benny.
Occupation?
Radio comedian.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Your weight?
165.
Your age?
39.
39. Now, Mr. Benny, have you
Just a minute, nurse. I happen to notice on your desk you have another chart, and the age is also marked 39.
Yes.
Whose chart is that?
Grandma Moses.
Oh.
Now, Mr. Benny. Where were we?
Look, nurse, I haven't got much time. I want to see Dr. Stevens.
Well, he's busy now. You'll have to wait. Sit over there by that gentleman in the corner.
Oh, is his appointment ahead of mine?
Oh, he's not waiting to see Dr. Stevens. He has an appointment with our psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist? He isn't violent, is he?
Oh, far from it. In fact, he's very gentle. He thinks he's a rabbit.
Come on, Mary, let's sit down.
Jack, what are you so mad about?
That smart aleck nurse trying to kid me, a rabbit. Man looks just as normal as I do.
Jack, there isn't room for both of us to sit on the sofa.
Yes, there is, Mary. I'll ask him to move over. Pardon me, sir.
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
Say, you really do think you're a rabbit?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Oh, I have a nice little hutch in Brentwood.
Mary, move over. Tell me, mister, did you always think you were a rabbit?
No. Up until last week, I thought I was a turkey.
Up until last week? Huh? What made you stop being a turkey?
Well, it's so close to Thanksgiving, they turned me down for life insurance.
Oh.
I want a double indemnity.
I see.
With cranberry sauce.
Well, that's the only way to have it. Anyway, maybe you're better off being a rabbit.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait any longer for that psychiatrist. Bye, Doc.
All the silly guys thinking he's a rabbit. Some people...
Yes, doctor. Oh, very well, sir. I'll send to the next patient. It's Mr. Benny. What? No, it's Benny. Bunny just left. Yes, sir. Go right in, Mr. Benny. Dr. Nelson will see you now.
Dr. Nelson? But Dr. Stevens is my doctor.
Well, he's in surgery now, so Dr. Nelson will take care of you.
Oh. Where's his office?
Right down the hall.
Thank you. I'll be right back, Mary.
Hi, Rube.
Huh?
Remember me?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're the fellow from Calabasas. What are you doing here?
I brought my wife to the doctor. She's going to have a baby.
A baby? Say, how many kids have you got now?
This will be the 16th.
Gosh, 16 kids. What are the names?
Well, there's Albert, Hiram, Ella, Julius, Kathleen, Jeanette, Bertram, Herman, Blue Cross, Howard.
Wait a minute. Wait, you named one of your children Blue Cross?
Yeah. My wife's been in the hospital so much we felt we owed them something.
Oh. Say, with such a large family, you must have a pretty big farm.
Oh, one of the biggest in Calabasas.
What do you raise there?
Albert, Hiram,
I mean, besides them, what kind of crop do you grow on your farm? Huh?
Well, the whole place is a big vineyard. We grow nothing but grapes.
Grapes? Huh?
That's right, Rube. I press my own wine, too. Got the happiest feet in town. Well, I better be getting back in the waiting room. So long, Rube. So long.
So long. So long. Someday I must ask him why he keeps calling me Rube. Oh, here's Dr. Nelson's office. Oh, Doctor. Doctor. Doctor, I'm Jack Benny. I was told to see you.
Why do they always come to me at the last minute?
Now, look, I came here to have a vitamin shot. Give it to me so I can go.
Yes, now, just a minute. I want to test my hypodermic to see that the needle isn't stopped up. Now I'm ready for you.
Wait a minute, Doctor. You're not going to give me a shot with that needle. Why have you got such a big one anyway?
Well, I'm nearsighted and I don't want to miss.
Now, just a second, Doctor.
Oh, stop being such a baby. Roll up your sleeve and I'll give you the shot. It won't hurt a bit, I promise.
Well, all right. There, my sleeve's up.
Okay. Here goes. There you are.
Ow! Ooh. Doctor, it did hurt when you... But wait a minute. I do feel better already. Say, Doctor, what vitamins did you inject me with?
D-O-F-R-B.
D-O-F-R-B. What's that?
Dad's old-fashioned root beer.
What?
I'm sorry it hurt, but the ice cream got stuck in the needle.
Well, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'll come back tomorrow when my regular doctor is there.
Friends, the epidemic of forest fires throughout the country points up this sobering fact. Because most areas of the country haven't had a soaking rain for many weeks, the fire hazard is still tremendous. Remember, our woodlands are more than scenic playgrounds. They're valuable natural resources, indispensable to our nation's defense. So, be extra careful out of doors with fire in any form. Drown or crush out every spark, for only you can prevent forest fires. Thank you. Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, a word to you smokers who are looking for better taste in a cigarette.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted, because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
Friends, if you read the comics, I guess you know all about Little Iodine. The fellow who draws Little Iodine is the famous cartoonist Jimmy Hatlow. He's got another comic strip, too, called They'll Do It Every Time. Well, Jimmy Hatlow's cigarette is Lucky Strike. Jimmy says, yep, I'll do it every time. Light up a Lucky because they taste better. Friends, many millions of people smoke Luckies because they've found that Luckies taste better, too. A Lucky tastes better because it's toasted to taste better. Of course, Lucky's better taste begins with fine tobacco. Fine, light, naturally mild tobacco. And then that fine tobacco is toasted. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's naturally mild, good-tasting tobacco to its peak of flavor, tones it up to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, that's why Jimmy Hatlow and millions of other smokers will do it every time. light up a Lucky. Why don't you light up a Lucky, too? Remember, it's toasted to taste better.
Did you get all your shopping done, Rochester?
Yes, boss. How'd you make out at the doctor's?
Oh, fine. Rochester, maybe on the way home we should... Look out! Gee, fella, I'm sorry we ran into you. Are you hurt?
No, but you knocked the carrot out of my hand.
What?
So long, Doc.
Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Mark. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. The Jack Benny program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a radio program to do. And in presenting the star of our show, it is with deepest respect that I give you the Dean of American Comedy.
Well.
A man who, like the tide, keeps rolling along month after month, year in and year out. Who, despite the wearing of the elements and the ravages of time...
Don, I'm fit as a fiddle.
Who, like an antiquated Stradivarius, only gains in quality through the centuries.
Don, I'm young at heart.
And who, although failing in memory, manages to find his way here every week. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Methuselah Benny talking. And Don, what got into you after an introduction like that? The people won't know whether to expect jokes or organ music. So watch it from now on, will you?
Well, Jack, you have been around for quite a while.
That's true, but it so happens that I started in radio in 1932. I was still in my teens.
What are you talking about? I knew you then, and you had gray hair.
I was born with gray hair. I was worried about the doctor bill. And, Don, here's an amazing coincidence. If you read it in the story, you wouldn't believe it. After all these years, who do you think is sitting in the audience this very moment?
The doctor?
No, his lawyer. The case comes up in court Wednesday. Anyway, Don, we've got a show to do, so from now on, forget about my age. I feel fine, I got lots of pep, and I have all my faculties. Oh, hello, Mary.
I'm Bob.
Oh, Bob. Bob Crosby. See, what made me think you were Mary?
I don't know. You got your glasses on. Both pairs.
Bob, don't you start in, too.
I was only kidding, Jack. Really, I meant to ask you at rehearsal today. Do you have a ticket for next week's broadcast?
For next Sunday?
Well, it's not for me. It's for my brother, Bing.
Oh, Bing wants to come to the show?
Well, no, but I'd just like to give him a ticket.
Why?
Well, it's his birthday, and he's got everything else.
So Bing's going to have a birthday. Well, Bob, confidentially, how old is Bing?
Well, last year he was 39, so this year he must be 40.
Why? What is he, an eager beaver or something? Anyway, Bob, wish him a happy birthday.
Okay, Jack.
Well, isn't anybody here going to say hello to me?
Oh, Dennis, when did you come in?
Oh, I've been here all the time. I was standing behind Don Wilson's right leg.
Oh, well, kid, what did you want last night? Rochester told me you called the house when I was out.
Yeah, I tried to get you 2 or 3 times. I wanted to tell you about that raffle ticket I bought last month.
Raffle?
Yeah, you remember you tried to talk me out of it? You said it sounded like a phony deal?
Well, it did.
You and your advice. Boy, am I glad I didn't listen to you. They held the drawing last night, and I won first prize.
First prize? No kidding, Dennis. What did you get?
4 glorious weeks at the North Pole.
What?
And all the blubber I can eat.
Dennis.
And my igloo painted inside and out.
Dennis, who goes to the North Pole? You'll be all alone there.
Not if I can find last year's winner.
Dennis, look at me, will you? Will you look me in the eye?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, how could you possibly fall for a thing like this?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, this whole raffle is obviously a fraud. You might just as well have come in here and told me you won the La Brea Tar Pit.
Oh, that was second prize.
Dennis.
Can I stop looking at you now?
Yes. You can stop talking to me, too. I don't know, Dennis. You got a brain there somewhere. Why don't you try using it for a change?
Oh, I suppose it doesn't take brains to sing a song.
Not necessarily. Crickets can sing. They don't have any brains.
Oh, pardon me, Jack. Crickets don't exactly sing. Their song comes from rubbing their hind legs together.
Oh.
Hey, I'll have to try that sometime.
Do that, Dennis, and let me know how it comes out, will you? Meanwhile, let's have your song in the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
Oh, hold it a second, Dennis. Hello? What? You've got a slight hangover and you'll be a little late getting here for the broadcast? But, Phil, you've been off my show for years. Huh? Well, of course I'm sure. Look, if you don't believe me, ask Alice. Alice, she's your wife. Okay, Phil, be careful getting home. What? Yeah, we're still selling plenty of Jell-O. Yes. That Philly's always so confused. Oh, well, go ahead and sing, Dennis.
With my legs or my tonsils?
With your tonsils. Forget that cricket.
What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love.
Dennis Day singing Almost Like Being in Love. And, Dennis, I must say it sounded a lot better than a cricket rubbing his legs together.
To you, but not to another cricket.
Gee, I never thought of that.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, Mary.
Jack, I'm sorry I'm late, but I went to a wedding.
A wedding this afternoon?
Yes, one of my old girlfriends at the May Company got married. In fact, she's worked there in the gift department for 30 years.
How nice. And now she got married, huh?
Yeah, but Jack, the funniest thing happened.
What?
When the groom handed her the ring, she wrapped it up.
No.
Yeah, then when he carried her across the threshold, she said, "Thank you, call again."
You're pretty good. Well, how do you like that? You know, Mary...
What's that?
What?
That.
Oh, that's Dennis in the corner. He's trying to sing like a cricket.
What?
It's a long story. You wouldn't understand. And if you did understand it, you wouldn't like it. And if you did like it, I wouldn't like you.
All right. Say, Don, I saw you and your wife at the Coconut Grove Thursday night. Was that your anniversary?
Yes, Mary, so I thought it'd be sort of nice for the little woman and me to celebrate with a dinner and a show.
Well, you certainly made a lovely couple. And, Don, you were simply beaming. I've never seen you look happier.
Yeah, that steak was 4 inches thick. Well, I'm glad you reminded me, Mary, because I wanted to thank all of you for the gifts you sent us.
I was wondering when you get around to that.
Mary, that Lazy Susan you sent made a big hit with the little woman.
Well, I'm glad she liked it, Don.
And Bob and Dennis, that Hoover vacuum cleaner, is just what we needed.
How'd you like my present, Don?
Oh, it was beautiful, Jack. I haven't seen any of those in a long time.
Well, it was no easy job getting it. I had to shop all over it.
What'd you get you, Don? A lovely bowl of wax fruit.
Yes, sir.
I never saw anybody like you, Jack. You always give the oldest, corniest presents.
Is that so?
Last year on my birthday, you sent me a bustle.
But it was full of chocolates. Don't forget that. It's supposed to be a novelty. I spent $1.50 a pound for that bustle, and she's complaining.
Well, what good is candy after you sit on it?
You weren't supposed to sit on it. It's your fault.
Hard centers, yes.
Now, Mary, forget it. Anyway, Don liked the gift I sent him. He said it was lovely.
Sure was, Jack. But I meant to tell you something about that bowl of fruit. One of the bananas doesn't light up.
It doesn't?
No.
See, that's funny. It looked like such a good bunch.
Say, Don, you have so many friends. You must have gotten quite a haul, huh?
Yes. And say, kids, we haven't put the gifts away yet. Why don't you all come out to the house and take a look at them?
Now?
Why don't you all come on over?
Oh, Don, not now. That would be an imposition. 5 of us barging in on your wife without any notice or anything?
Oh, it's no imposition at all. Lois would love to have you.
But, Don, don't you think you ought to call your wife up and let her know we're coming? You know, barging in like this with a whole gang of people.
No, Jack, the little woman won't mind. She's a peach.
You sure? Well, all right, then come on, everyone, let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny, this is Rochester.
Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you now. We're on our way to the valley.
Well, I just wanted to discuss my duties for today.
What duties? All I asked you to do was clean the attic.
That's what I wanted to discuss. I'm up there now, and I don't think I'm going to like it.
Why not?
You should see the attic. It's full of cobwebs, layers of dust, big black spiders, and ugly bats hanging from the ceiling.
Well, what else did you expect to find?
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, it's not that bad. Now get to work.
But, boss, this attic is loaded with mice.
So what? A little mouse couldn't hurt you.
Little worm's got a saddle on it.
Now, Rochester, there's no use complaining. You're going to have to clean up that attic sooner or later, so get rid of everything I don't need.
Okay. I'll throw out this old trunk of magazines.
Yeah?
And this old phonograph.
Good.
Now, what about this old spinning wheel?
Well, I don't think we'll be needing it.
Okay. I'll also get rid of this tuxedo of yours.
Wait a minute, Rochester. I paid a lot of money for that tuxedo.
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago.
What's the difference? Can't I wear it again?
Only if we keep the spinning wheel.
Oh, well, all right. You can throw the tuxedo out, too. But make sure I didn't leave any money in the pocket.
Oh, boss, calm down.
Well, look, Rochester, I got to get going, so just use your judgment.
Yes, sir. Oh,
What's the matter?
boss, we must have had problems.
Why?
Well, something you kept up here for years is missing.
What's missing?
That old bowl of fruit with the bananas that light up.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure it'll turn up somewhere. So long, Rochester.
Goodbye.
That Rochester has to call about every little thing.
Hey, come on, Jack. We're keeping Don waiting.
Yeah, while you were on the phone, I got a cab.
Hey, that's swell. But what about the show?
The Sportsmen can take over. They've got a wonderful number.
Well, all right. Let him carry on then.
Go ahead, fellas. Come on, Jack.
Don, I still think you ought to call up the little woman and tell her we're coming.
Now, look, don't worry, Jack. Don knows what he's doing.
All right. Let's go.
Go ahead, fellas.
Oh, lady, oh, how she can snuggle, she's as sweet as can be. And when we're in the parlor, oh, the way she whispers really nothing to me. All I can do is holler, oh, it isn't what she does, but oh, the clever way she does it, especially when she meets beneath the moon above. Sweet cookie, oh, what'll I do? The way she sends me with her go-get-em-eyes and puts me in a flurry, oh, doo-doo-doo. The way I fall for all her beautiful lies. She leaves me, I should worry, oh, 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 oh. The way she beats me daffy, oh, I think she'll drive me daffy, oh, 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 oh. How my super sentimental, wonderful sweetie can love. Sweet cookie, oh, what'll I do? The way she sends me with her go-get-em-eyes and puts me in a flurry, oh, doo-doo-doo. The way I fall for all her beautiful lies. She leaves me, I should worry, oh, 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 oh. The way she beats me daffy, oh, I think she'll drive me daffy, oh, 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 oh. All I can say is just oh.
Don, I'm still worried. Are you sure your wife won't mind our barging in?
Oh, she'll be delighted to have you.
Am I too heavy on your lap, Mr. Benny?
Yeah. Don, open the door. Maybe he'll fall out.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just had my pants pressed.
Well, here we are. Driver, pull up that little white cottage there behind that car that just drove away.
Okay.
Well, this is it, fellas. How much is that, driver?
$2.35.
Mm-hmm. Here you are.
Now, wait a minute, Don. This is on me.
Oh, no, I want to pay it.
Gee, you've certainly got a cute house, Don.
No, nothing doing, Dennis. I want to pay the fare.
Oh, Bob, let me pay it.
Next time, Dennis, this is my treat.
No, Bob. I insist on paying.
Got rose bushes around the door and everything. She is beautiful.
Oh, Jack, pay for the cab and let's go in.
Pay for it? I'm not even in the argument. Oh, all right. How much did you say that was, driver?
$2.35.
$2.35. Huh? Here's $2.50. Keep the change.
Oh, goody. Now I can send my son to old Heidelberg.
Wise guy. Well, let's go in, Don, huh?
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
You know, Jack, I was just thinking.
What?
Maybe I should have called up my wife first.
Don?
Well, with 5 people barging in unexpectedly, it might upset her.
That's what I told you at the studio. I told you to call up your wife.
Come on, Don. Don't be afraid. Let's go in.
Well, it isn't that I'm afraid, but...
I can understand Don's side of it. All of us barging in like this.
Barging. I said that at the studio. I said, Don, call the little woman up. Call her up, I said.
Quiet, will you? I'll tell you what, fellas. You all hide in the rose bushes, and I'll go in and tell Lois that some of the gang might drop in unexpectedly. That'll kind of soften the blow.
What blow? Don, I told you at the studio.
Come on, Jack. Let's do it his way.
All right. Come on, we'll get in the rose bush. Ow. These thorns. Make it snappy, Don. Silliest thing I've ever heard of.
Oh, be quiet and get off my foot.
Hello, sweetheart.
Well, darling, you're home early.
Yeah. Who was in that car that just drove away?
Oh, a junk man. I gave him that lousy bowl of wax fruit.
Gee, I'm hungry, dear. We got something good for supper?
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I didn't have a chance to do any shopping, so I just opened a can of tuna fish.
Oh, that's swell, dearest.
I said 2.5 already. I'm going to get tuna fish.
What are you worrying about? You're not even in yet.
Hey, that burns me up. I'm the guy that told him to call her up.
Not so loud, Jack.
This is silly. I wonder if Don's going to... Hey, Dennis, stop eating those roses.
Oh, I'm hungry.
So am I, but I'm going to wait. How are they?
They need salt.
Oh, stop. Hey, fellas, the porch light just went on.
Hey, fellas. Still there?
Yeah.
Well, I just told Lois I saw Bob and Mary pulling up in a car, so you two better come in first.
Well, what about me?
You weren't in the car.
Well, for Pete's sake, I could be. You made the whole thing up. Let's all go in.
No, you can't do that. Mary and Bob, come on in first.
Okay.
See you later, Jack.
It's the darnest mess I ever got into.
Yeah.
I told him at the studio, I told him 5 times. Call her up, Don. Call up your wife. But no, he had to be a wise guy. Top of that, looks like it's going to rain.
It'll be wonderful for the roses.
Yeah, wonderful. I wouldn't mind waiting out here. The worst of it is I got to talk to you.
What do we talk about?
Nothing. Just be quiet and eat your roses. Getting chilly, too. Dennis, stop rubbing your legs together.
That's not me. That's a cricket. He's singing 3 coins in the fountain.
Dennis, why do you have to be... Here comes Don again.
Hey, Dennis, come on in.
Dennis?
Yeah, I told my wife I just saw him riding up on his bicycle.
Well, as long as you're dreaming things up, why didn't you see me on the handlebar? I mean, use your fat head.
I'm sorry, Jack.
By the way, how's the tuna fish holding up?
Oh, there'll be plenty. Now, don't worry, Jack. You're next. Well, look who's here, darling. Dennis Day.
Look who's here, darling. Dennis Day. I ought to have my head examined. Can't get over it. I told him once at the studio. I told him 5 times. I said, call up your wife. Let's not barge in on the little woman. Why, it's going to rain, all right. I can't get over that guy. I begged him. I pleaded with him. Don, I said, don't barge in on the little woman. Call her up. Let her know we're coming. I knew it. Well, here it comes. I'm going to get soaked. Oh, the heck with Wilson. I'm going to walk right in that house, ready or not. He thinks I'm going to stand to come up, buddy. Huh?
You heard me. Stick 'em up.
Stick 'em up? Are you a burglar?
I ain't the Count of Monte Cristo.
Now, look, mister.
Come on. Where do you carry your dough?
Look, in my right shoe. But look, mister, I was invited to a party in this house. I'm not even supposed to be out here.
Get that shoe off.
See, it's raining. I'll get my foot wet. Now, please.
Hey, Jack! Oh, Jack! Keep your mouth shut or I'll drill you.
But he's calling me. Can't you hear him?
Jack! Jack, where are you? Come on in.
Not a peep out of you, buddy, or I'll drill you.
But, mister, the tuna fish will be all gone. I don't like roast.
There's nobody out there, darling. You must have been the station.
Yeah, I guess I was, dear.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, buddy. Off with that shoe.
Now, look, mister. If I take the shoe off, I'll never get it back on again. I haven't got my button hook with me. Now, please, go away, will you?
Come on, give me your toe.
But listen, buddy, this isn't fair. I wouldn't have been here at all if Don Wilson had taken my advice.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. If I told him once, I told him 1,000 times. Call up your wife, Don. 5 people barging in on the little woman. It's an imposition. Call her up. Call her up. Well, what are you listening to? No. He had to be a wise guy. A smarter. 1,000 times, I said. Call up the little woman. Call her up.
Jack will be back in just a moment. But first, because America produces more food than we need, the organization known as CARE offers Americans the opportunity to help feed at nominal cost people who are starving in other lands. CBS Radio reminds you that $1 sent to CARE, New York 16, will send 22 pounds of food abroad. That's CARE, New York 16.
Good night, everybody.
The Jack Benny Show tonight was written by Milt Josephsberg, John Tackerberry, Hal Goldman, Al Gordon, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. This is Don Wilson inviting you to join us again next week at this same time for the best of Benny. Now, here is the star of CBS Radio's dramatic daytime story, young Dr. Malone, Sandy Becker.
Thanks. You know, since I've been playing young Dr. Malone, I often notice how in real life people take doctors for granted. Their knowledge, their devotion to duty, their readiness. I want to call to your attention another service that is also taken for granted. As much so as your breakfast eggs and coffee. It all starts in the early morning hours. While you're still asleep, a light burns on the 17th floor of a darkened New York office building, and a group of men sit before a control panel.
Hello, Strasburg. This is CBS News in New York, calling Strasburg.
From the night that wraps the Atlantic seaboard, the voice goes eastward toward the old world, where tomorrow is already half over. The voice probes until an answer comes.
Hello, CBS News New York. This is CBS Strasburg. Hello, how are you?
Fine, how are you, Maury?
Pretty good. What have you got for us today?
I've got a piece on the meeting here of the new Congress of the Hungarian freedom fighters.
By shortwave and undersea cable, the editor of the CBS World News Roundup is checking with his correspondents overseas.
The Jack Benny Program, transcribed and presented by Lucky Strike, the cigarette that's toasted to taste better.
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand you get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted, yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
This is Don Wilson. You know, that song tells an important story to smokers. Simply, it's this. Lucky's taste better. First, because Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then this fine tobacco is toasted. Yes, the fine, mild, good-tasting tobacco in every Lucky is toasted to taste even better. It's toasted. The famous Lucky Strike process brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its very peak of flavor. Tones up this naturally good-tasting tobacco to make it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So next time you buy cigarettes, Make it a carton of better-tasting Lucky Strike. Be happy. Go Lucky. The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Rochester, Dennis Day, Bob Crosby, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Benny has been confined to his bed for the past week with a severe cold due to an unfortunate occurrence at my house last Sunday. It seems that I had invited Jack and the gang to come over without telling my wife. Then, when we all got there, I thought it might be wise to break it to her gently by having them come in one at a time. And, well, while Jack was waiting outside, it started to rain, and as he...
Always slamming my back to bed. And for what? I ought to have my head examined. If I told Don once, I told him 1,000 times. I said, Don, call up your wife. Call her up, I said. Let's not barge in on the little woman. But no, Lois is a peach. She won't mind. She just loves to have company. Oh, nurse. Nurse.
Yes, boss?
Take this hot water bag away. It leaks. Look at this hole.
It's okay to keep your finger in it.
I told you to have it patched. Look at me. My nightie is so clear through. You're a fine nurse.
What's that, boss?
I said you're a fine nurse.
Well, you've only been sick a week. I haven't had time to get a diploma.
Well, then take off those white stockings. You look silly. All I'm asking for is a little help. If you'd only try it. Answer the phone, will you?
Hello? Yes, he's feeling much better, Miss Lamar.
Well.
Yes, ma'am. I'll tell him, Miss Lamar. Thanks for calling.
That was sweet. Who was that, Rochester? Hetty Lamar?
No, Dorothy.
Oh, you mean Dorothy Lamour?
No, Dorothy Lamar. She's the cook next door.
Oh, her. Well, she works for Ronald Coleman. Ronnie probably wants to know how I'm getting along.
You'll make something out of it, won't you, boy?
Well, that's undoubtedly what it was. Mary, I told you not to fuss around the kitchen.
Now, Jack, you've got to eat this omelet I made for you. It'll do you good.
I don't want an omelet.
Well, you've got to have something. Here.
Oh, all right. Can't taste anything with this darn cold.
Rochester, did Mr. Benny sleep well last night?
No, Miss Livingston, he tossed and turned and kept talking in his sleep all the time.
Well, what'd he say?
Said he was going to give me a raise.
Well, I'm not.
You mumble again tonight, and I'm going to stick a checkbook in your hand.
Don't try to pour any fast ones, Roger. Mary, what did you put in this omelet?
Vapo rub. You've got a cold, haven't you?
Vapo rub? That stuff is to rub on. It's supposed to be taken externally.
All right, put the omelet on your chest and leave me alone.
You leave me alone.
I never saw anybody so cranky. It's your own fault that you've got a cold.
My fault? I suppose it was my fault that Don Wilson invited us to his house and everybody got in but me. I suppose it was my fault. It started to rain and I got soaked.
Well, for heaven's sake, you don't expect him to bring home a whole gang of people without calling up his wife first.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Mary, you were at the studio. You heard me. How many times did I say, Don, call up your wife? Call her up, I said. Let's not barge in on the little woman. What, would he listen to me?
Gesundheit, boss.
Thanks. No, he had to go and...
Gesundheit, Jack.
Thanks. He had to go and bring the whole gang out to...
Good one, Hart, boy.
Thanks. Out to the house without letting her know a thing about it. I wouldn't have minded that so much, but when we...
It's your turn, Miss Livingston.
No, I said it already.
Yeah, but I said it after you said it.
Well, somebody say it. I'm superstitious. Gesundheit. I don't feel good. I wish the doctor would get here.
Well, go to sleep for a while. The rest will do you good.
I can't rest. I'm so uncomfortable lying here.
Why don't you take some of those silver dollars out of the mattress?
What are you talking about? Silver dollars. There's nothing in the mattress but feathers.
You'll hear them clink when I make the bed.
Now stop, both of you. I'm in no mood for nonsense.
Come in.
Oh, fine. Hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. I wasn't doing anything, so I thought I'd come over and see how you're getting along.
Well, that's very nice of you. Have a seat.
Thanks. How do you feel?
Not so hot. I'm dizzy. My eyes are bleary. I'm weak, and I ache all over.
Well, you're not a kid anymore.
Now, wait a minute. There's only one thing the matter with me, Dennis. I've got a cold.
A cold, he says.
What's the matter with you? Haven't you ever had a cold?
Oh, Jack, don't be such a crab. Dennis comes over to visit you and you jump all over him.
Yeah, if you're not nice to me, I won't give you the gift I brought for you.
A gift?
Uh-huh. Mother thought I should bring some flowers, and my father suggested candy, but I decided it might be better to give you something that you can get some use out of.
Well, I like practical gifts. What'd you get me, Dennis?
Instead of false teeth.
False teeth?
What's the way they grab your finger?
Ow! Get those things away from me. I've never used false teeth. I don't need false teeth, and I don't want them.
Geez, then I guess I better take them back.
Certainly you'll take them back. In the first place, who brings people false teeth for a gift? In the second place, Dennis, when someone needs false teeth, they have to go to a dentist. An impression has to be made. Fittings have to be taken. And you have to wait till the gums are set so the jaw won't recede. And even then, you may have to go back 3 or 4 times if the palate is irritated or the bite overlaps.
Gee, for someone who doesn't wear them, you're sure an expert.
Dennis, cut it out! Look, if you just came here to aggravate me, you can go home now.
Oh, don't mind him, Dennis. Whenever he's sick, he gets touchy like this.
Oh, that's all right, Mary. Hey, what's that on your chest, Mr. Benny?
An omelet. There's vapor rub in it. That was Mary's brilliant idea. When I wouldn't eat it, says put it on your chest.
I only told you to put it on your chest for a gag.
Well, it feels wonderful, so the laugh's on you. As far as I'm concerned, you can all leave me alone.
Oh, Jack, why don't you take a nap and rest for a while?
I told you I can't sleep. I'm too nervous.
Well, close your eyes and relax. You'll be all right.
Okay, my eyes are closed. Am I asleep? No. I tell you, I'm too restless.
You want me to sing you to sleep?
Oh, fine. That's all I need.
You know I'm very soothing.
All right. Sing me to sleep. Hope it's Rockabye Baby in the Treetop. That always gets me. I think I was 6 months old or something.
Go ahead. Sing, Dennis.
Okay.
Darn, this mattress is so lumpy, I think I'll take it to the bank Monday.
How I'd love to hear the organ in the chapel in the moonlight while we're strolling down the aisle where roses entwine. How I'd love to hear you whisper in the chapel in the moonlight that the love light in your eyes forever will shine till the roses turn to ashes If you'll never come, I'll still be there till the moonlight turns to dust. How I'd love to hear the choir in the chapel in the moonlight as they sang, "Oh, promise me forever be mine." Till the roses turn to ashes, till the organ turns to rust. If you'll never come, I'll still be there till the moonlight turns to dust. How I'd love to hear the choir in the chapel in the moonlight as they sang, "Oh, promise me forever be
I put him to sleep all right.
You sure did.
Look at him lying there. Doesn't he look like a baby?
Yeah, all he needs is a rattle and a ton of makeup.
Huh? What happened?
You were asleep.
I was not. I'm too restless to sleep. Now go ahead, Dennis. Sing your song.
I already sang it. I'm not going to sing it again.
All right, don't sing. And don't try to tell me I was asleep when I wasn't. Everybody tries to make out.
Well, look who's here.
It's your piano player, Charlie Bagby.
Hello, Mary. Hiya, Jack. How's the invalid?
Not so good, Charlie. I got a cold.
Say, Charlie, how is it Frankie Remley didn't come with you?
Well, he couldn't make it, but he wanted me to give this to Jack. It's a painting.
A painting? Remley sent me a painting?
Well, he did this himself, and he's very proud of it.
Let me see. So Remley painted this, huh?
Yeah, I think it's quite unusual.
But it's just a it's just a drunk lying on the curb. I mean, what's so unusual about that?
It's a self-portrait.
Oh. Well, say, that is Remley. So hard to tell with that dog licking his face. Anyway, it was nice of him to send it. Yeah, I wish the doctor would get here. I got chills again. Where's the thermometer, Rochester?
Here you are. Open your mouth.
Say, Mary, has Don Wilson been over to see Mr. Benny?
Not yet. He's probably scared after what happened.
Well, what's he scared about? It wasn't Don's fault.
It wasn't Don's fault. If I told him once, I told him 1,000 times. I said, don't barge in on the little woman. Hey, Rochester, what does the thermometer say?
39.
39? You made that up.
You made it up. I'm just going along with the game.
All right. I wonder what's keeping that doctor. That must be him now. Come in.
It's Don Wilson.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hello, Don.
Got nerve coming here.
Hello, Jack. I'm awfully sorry about what happened last week, and I came over to apologize. How do you feel?
Fine. I'm glad you barged in. How's the little woman?
Oh, Jack, it's your own fault that you've got a cold.
Not only the cold, but when he left me standing in the rain, a stick-up man came along. I got hooked for $8.65. It was a terrible experience.
Did the guy pull a gun on you, Jack?
How else could it get $8.65?
I hope you're happy, Mr. Wilson, for everything you...
Gesundheit.
Keep it. Don, if you think you can come here and apologize, expect me to forgive you just like that, you're sadly mistaken.
But, Jack, I even went to the trouble of bringing the sportsman over here.
The sportsman?
Yeah. Come on in, fellas.
Oh, Don, why did you bring him here?
Well, I thought maybe they could sing for you and cheer you up. Go ahead, take it, fellas.
Powder your face with sunshine. Put on a great big smile. Fill those blue eyes with laughter. Folks will be laughing with you in a little while. Whistle a tune of gladness. Who never was inside? The future's brighter when hearts are lighter. Smile, smile, smile. Light up a good old lucky. I've on it for a while. Made of such fine tobacco. You will enjoy a Lucky, smoke it with a smile. Luckies are always fresher, cleaner and smoother too. And there's a reason that they're so pleasing. Yes, it's true. A Lucky toasted, that's why we posted. You will like a good old Lucky from old Kentucky. Lucky Strike.
You feel better now, Jack?
Oh, sure. Everybody sings to me. Nobody brings candy or...
Well, anyway, Jack, it sure makes me feel better to know that we're friends again.
Well, we're not friends again. You've got a long way to go.
But, Jack, once in a while, even an elephant forgets.
Well, you ought to know, brother.
Oh, yeah? Well, if that's the way you feel, I take back my apology.
Take it back. Who cares?
Come on, sportsman, let's get out of here. I've done all I can.
What a big, fat hypocrite.
Jack, I still think you're being childish. You two ought to kiss and make up.
I wouldn't kiss Don Wilson if I was a French general. The way I feel now, I just about...
The doctor's here, boss.
Oh, it was about time.
Well, how's my little man? It's quite a silly day.
As if you cared. I've been waiting for you since early this morning.
Well, don't holler at me. I was up all night with Gene Autry's horse.
Now that you're here, you can look me over.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's see. What's wrong with you?
I've got a cold.
A cold, he said.
Well, that's what I've got. And another thing, I'm hungry. Is it all right if I eat something?
Oh, no. You should starve a cold and feed a fever.
Oh.
Or is it starve a fever and feed a cold?
You're the doctor. You tell me. Now, if you can't handle this, just say so. I'll call someone who can.
My, we're irritable today. Let's see. I better test your reflexes.
My reflexes? My reflexes?
Yes, would you mind crossing your withers?
They're my legs. There's nothing wrong with my reflexes. It's just that I keep coughing and sneezing.
Well, in that case, I'd better give you a cold shot. That'll fix you up in no time.
But, Doc, I don't want a shot.
I'll just fill my hypodermic needle.
You're not going to stick that needle in me.
Oh, let him, Jack. He knows what he's doing.
But I don't need it, Mary. I've just got a little cold.
Now, hold still. I'll put this needle right in your arm.
Well, wait till I roll up my sleeve. such an impatient...
Easy now. This won't hurt a bit. Here we go.
Now, Doc... Ooh, my arm.
There. Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
It was, too. My arm hurts like anything.
Should I kiss it for you?
Don't bother.
Now, I want you to get all the sleep you can. I'll leave a box of these pills. Take one before retiring.
Okay.
Why don't you take one now, Jack, so you can rest for a while?
Yeah, I think I will.
Well, I'll run along now, Mr. Benny. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Now, if you kids will all leave me...
Excuse me.
Now what?
I forgot to take the needle out of your arm.
What?
I lose more darn needles out.
Well, for heaven's sake, pull her out.
You're all right. Now, hold still. There we are. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye.
Now, let's see. Who's my next patient? Oh, yes, Barbara Stanwyck's Cocker Spaniel.
Fine doctor, I said.
Well, it's your own fault. Why'd you call a veterinarian?
Because what happened to me shouldn't happen to a dog. I wish you'd all go home and let me get some sleep.
Okay, Jack, I'll be seeing you. Goodbye, Mr. Benny. I hope you feel better.
Oh, thanks. So long, Mary.
So long, Jack. See you tomorrow.
Rochester, I'm going to sleep. I get me calls. Don't disturb me.
Okay, boss. If that street light disturbs you, I can pull the shade.
No. I may wake up and feel like reading. Good night, Rochester.
Good night.
Oh, by the way, wake me up in time to watch the General Electric Theater on television. I'm on it tonight.
Okay, boss.
Yeah, I hope I can get a good night's rest. Pill does make you kind of drowsy at that. Wilson had a lot of nerve coming over here tonight. I can't get over that guy. All this trouble I'm having for no reason at all. I told him once. I told him 1,000 times, call up the little woman. So we won't be barging in. No, he had to be a wise guy. What's that? Who's that at the window?
All right, buddy, stick 'em up.
What?
Come on, give me your dough.
Well, you're the same guy that got me at Don Wilson's house. Remember, I was in the rose bushes.
Yeah, never mind that. Hand over your dough.
You can't do this to me. I'm a sick man. I've got a cold.
A cold, he says. Now, come on, fork over.
See, I gave you all the money I had in my shoe, every cent of it, remember?
This time I want your mattress.
Yikes! Oh, you don't. Give me that gun. I'll teach you to break into people's houses.
No, don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Take that.
Oh, my goodness. What have I done? I've killed him.
Boss, what's the matter?
Call the police, Rochester. I just killed a man.
Wake up, boss, wake up.
I'm not asleep. I just killed a man, can't you see?
Boss, wake up. You didn't kill anybody. You've been dreaming.
Dreaming? Oh, thank heaven. It was so vivid. So real. You know, Rochester, you'd been proud of me if you'd seen how brave I was just now.
What are you talking about?
Well, that big, tough burglar came to the room, stuck that gun in my face. Was I scared? I grabbed the gun out of his hand and let him have it. Bang, 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 bang. Boy, did I give it to him.
Boss, when you take the right pill, you're a tiger.
You said it. Well, I'm going back to sleep now, Rochester. If anything happens, I'll let you know. Good night.
Good night, boss. What a man.
Jack will be back in just a minute, friends, but first, I'd like to say something important to you cigarette smokers. When you light up a Lucky, you can be sure you'll get the better taste you want. That's because a Lucky is toasted to taste better. Of course, the beginning of better taste is fine tobacco. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. And then it's toasted. That's the famous Lucky Strike process that brings Lucky's fine tobacco to its peak of flavor. Tones it up to make this naturally good-tasting tobacco taste even better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. Yes, that's why Lucky's taste better. It's the cigarette of fine tobacco, and it's toasted. So remember...
If you want better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette. They taste fine. Tobacco is light. Tobacco is mild. Tobacco too. And it's toasted. Yes, it's toasted. Because the toasting brings the flavor right through. So to get better taste from your cigarette, Lucky Strike is the brand to get. It's toasted to give you the best taste yet. It's the toasted cigarette.
I told him once. I told him 1,000 times. Call the little woman. So you ought to be a wise guy. I said, Don, let's not barge in on her. Call her up, I said. I begged her. Good night, folks.
The Jack Benny program is written by Sam Perrin, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, John Tackerberry, Al Gordon, Al Goldman, and produced and transcribed by Hilliard Marks. The Jack Benny program is brought to you by Lucky Strike, product of the American Tobacco Company, America's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. Thank you.